So let me just start this video with some clarification. Yes, myself and a couple friends of mine were in fact murdered yesterday. I know it's shocking. So yesterday I was out with a few friends of mine when we were all invited to a dinner party, and of course we all decided to go because we're big boys, so we weren't scared at all. When we got to this dinner party, we couldn't help but notice something particular about one of the guests. He was wearing some really incredible sunglasses indoors, which immediately gave us the impression that he was the Giga Chad of the table, but also that he was a police officer. Come to find out, this man was no ordinary police officer. His name was Officer Steelwool, and he meant business. Anyways, some time passed, and we were all hooting and hollering when all of a sudden we got pranked. The power went out, and we couldn't really see anything anymore. As we clambered around looking for the breaker box, we all saw him. Steelwool was down the hall in ominous lighting holding his pistol. Now, obviously, we didn't think this was anything peculiar since Steelwool was such a stand-up guy. We all just assumed he was radiating his personal energy source to power the house, since that's the kind of guy Officer Wool was. Not too long later, though, we all got split up, and while I was all alone, out of my peripheral vision, I saw him again, Officer Steelwool. Only this time he wasn't playing around, he was in the avatar state, but he was a gamer, so it was even more scary. Officer Steelwool shot me in the ass, and that was that. I was murdered, so some time passed, and I was with the same group of friends, and we all went to a Murder Victims Anonymous group. But for some reason, Officer Steelwool was there, and obviously none of us felt comfortable sharing the same room as our murderer. Come to find out, it wasn't actually a Murder Victims Anonymous group. It was actually a court we were tricked into going, which under any other circumstances would be unacceptable, but today I was really feeling the economy, and I am indeed a sucker for the economy. While in the courtroom, all of our testimonies were taken into account, and it seemed like we were going to take first place. But then Officer Steelwool just had to make his way to the stand. Turns out that Officer Steelwool had a really good excuse for why he had murdered us. And obviously, since the judge wasn't a goober, we didn't have a jury, so the judge felt it was only right to let Officer Wool off the hook, which we all sort of sat in disbelief at. But then again, we did go home and speed run Jex together, which was honestly pretty fun. Anyways, that's about it. See ya.